That proves that the American dream exists in all forms and lives long across multiple generations.
It sure does. Here in the capital city, about 5.6% of the population is Hispanic. That is according to the U.S. Census. Many of those in the community are children of immigrants who, despite having to adapt to the American culture, uphold their roots and ensure others just like them feel welcome in the community. Maya Perillo Guerrero met with one woman who not only worked hard to find her place here in the Midlands, but ensured people who look just like her have a space within their workplace where their culture is showcased and respected.
Zemi Rodriguez is living her parents' American dream. The first-generation American was born and raised in New York to Dominican parents who migrated to the city that never sleeps in the 1970s.
It was, interesting to be the only one that would speak English. I kind of self-taught. Still to this date, non-English speaking parents. My dad passed about 12 years ago, but even then he still hadn't gotten close to even basic Spanish. So I went through the dynamics that a lot of people go through, which is having to be the interpreter for their parents at the young age of 5, 6 years old for important things like doctor's visits, school, meetings with teachers. I was the one translating, so things like that.
Despite the challenges of growing up with two non-English speaking parents, Zemi grew up upholding her culture.
The typical chase of the American dream, trying to better their lives. At that point, I'm an only child from my parents' marriage. So at that point, my dad had a previous marriage with 3 children, and my mom had a previous marriage with 5 children. And they needed to figure out a way to raise these kids, feed these kids, and getting to the States was the way to make that happen. My dad got a working visa, and then he applied and switched over to a permanent residency, and I believe that was kind of the similar situation for my mom. And then they started working on bringing their children and their family over. So all in all, by the time all was said and done, I think my dad probably sponsored about 36 residency cards, including the siblings, his children, his siblings, his parents, his mother and father.
However, an unexpected road trip to the Midlands in 2009 resulted in her naming South Carolina her new home, where she left her career as a caseworker for Child Protective Services in Pennsylvania to embark on a new adventure.
We were here until Sunday afternoon before we head back up, but the whole time that we were here, we were just looking around and just soaking it all in. And I went back home and started researching. I started researching the best school areas. I started researching all the different the tax brackets for homes and where the best place would be for us to move. And we selected Richland County. And August 1st, we moved.
Zemi dedicated more than a decade of her life to Dominion Energy, where she quickly climbed the ladder. She is now a bilingual customer service trainer for the company.
There was a caseworker freeze, so all through Richland County, so I wasn't able to get a job in the line that I had been working, which was casework for children's services. So I got a job at the contact center at Dominion Energy. Started October 5th of 2009. Had to pay the bills, feed the kids, and that's what we did.
Ever since starting her work at Dominion, Zemi has ensured her Hispanic customs and traditions are known by everyone in the company. She has done this by founding a chapter of HOLA in the Carolinas, an employee resource group through Dominion that welcomes employees of every background to join and learn about the Hispanic culture.
And then I kind of got tired of waiting. So I said, what do we got to do? Let's see what the interest is. Let's see what my support basis. Let's see who's willing to jump in there with me. If not me, then who?
Semi said the group got the approval to officially launch the group in March. Since then, the group has participated in many events such as the Main Street Latin Festival and have created their own, all in hopes to share a piece of their culture to anyone willing to learn.
For quite a while, I see that there were so many activities and different events that are being held, in-person events that are being held, but they're all in Richmond. And you know, we kept having conversations. Oh, did you see that they had this great event? And it's like, yeah, it was a great event. Oh man, I can't wait till they do something down here. When we did the launch for Hispanic Heritage Month, we went as far as, and we've had trivias, we've had music days, so there's virtual opportunities for us to participate with the Richmond folks as well. So all the chapters come together, the whole company, whoever wants to partake. So we have, you know, trivia about the different countries, about the histories, about performers, singers, you name it, government.
Though Semi is just living her share of the American dream, she hopes her story will send a message that says anything is possible.
I'd hope that it would send the message that, you know, anything that you really set your mind to is attainable, as long as there's that push, the gumption, the motivation, the go-getter mindset.
In Colombia, Mayra Perella Guerrero, WIS News 10.
What a great story, Myra. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love that. You know, just able to celebrate just all that the culture brings, and you know, and she's just able to do it in just such a beautiful way, making this place home. You always love to see that.
Absolutely, such an